Hey guys, Aggie K Wealth Therapist. Welcome, welcome. I'm hopping on today while my nails dry with this really fun color. Who does their nails at 9 o'clock in the morning? Apparently I do. I just saw this color and I was like, oh my God, I need to get it on today. So while those dry and I'm prepping for my next call, I wanted to talk about how you can leverage the Pygmalion effect for money mindset. Now, what is the Pygmalion effect? The Pygmalion effect is the idea, or they call it a phenomenon, that higher expectations lead to increased results. Higher expectations lead to increased performance. Okay, so it basically, how the phenomenon or the theory came up was that a teacher was told that they had a bunch of gifted students, and identified, like, this number of students were the gifted ones, which was not true. They were just like the regular students, but because it was told that they were the gifted students, the expectations were higher and those students performed better. So how does that impact our money mindset? Well, think about it. Think about if you had higher expectations for yourself around money. What might happen? What might happen based on this theory? It tells us that you would have increased performance. If your expectation was higher than what it currently is. Now, we're not talking about hopes and dreams. We're talking about what you expect to happen. If someone told you, from the day you started your business that you're, $1 million earner, you would think that way. You would believe that way. You would expect that to happen. If someone told you were brilliant at X, Y, and Z from the beginning, you would expect that to happen, and your performance would be in response to that, right? So it's a really interesting concept to think about, raising your expectations, having higher expectations of yourself, and how this can benefit you in your business, how it can benefit you with your money. So think about where can you raise your expectations? Where can you raise your expectations in your business? Where can you raise your expectations around your content, around your visibility, around how you think about money, around how you see yourself as a public figure, around your results? Raise your expectations. Expectations are created by our beliefs, right? Partially by our beliefs. So what we have evidence of happening. And that's the tricky part about mindset, is sometimes you don't have the evidence of being $1 million earner, but you can expect to be. So you would ask yourself the question, if I expected myself to be $1 million earner, what would be different? What would I be doing differently right now? Right? Good question to stir that pot. Now, the other thing you want to think about is kind of living your life from those expectations, making decisions from those expectations, and in that sense, kind of planning from the future. Planning from the future self allows you to raise the standard of your expectations. Now, with underachievers, what's going to happen here is you might be preventing yourself from having higher expectations. That way you never fail. That way you never have to deal with it not working. That way you never have to come up with solutions. That way you get to stay in your comfort, which can also just be, dissatisfaction, but it's what you're used to. So underachievers might go the route of, and you might be doing this with yourself. You don't raise the expectations because then you get to play the underdog always, right? You get to be the wind beneath the wings, in the, behind the scenes, and you never have to step it up. So you might do this with yourself. You might try to apply this Pygmalion effect with yourself, and you might be avoiding raising those higher expectations so that you can stay in that role, so that you never have to deal with the pressure of being expected more of, and you might be rebelling if you heard that growing up. I expect more of you. You have so much potential. You might be, rallying against that. So think about that. Really good food for thought in terms of where are your expectations for yourself? Where are your expectations for yourself, for your business? Where are your expectations for your money? And take a look at this and really take to heart that the more that you expect, the more you're going to increase your performance around it, the more you're going to be driven to achieve that result. There's like tons of studies that the more something is in front of you, that the more expectation you have. Like if you write it down in your calendar that you're going to have 10 sales conversations tomorrow, or 5 new followers, that it's on the top of your mind to do it, right? So your expectation is there. You're constantly being reminded of it. And it's your focus, basically, right? It's what allows you to get there is your focus. So that's a high performance habit, is really being focused and raising those standards for yourself, raising those expectations of yourself. So think about it. Where can you raise your expectations? Are you showing up enough in the way that you'd like? Are you thinking high expectation thoughts? Are you taking those kinds of high expectation actions? And then looking at, what does a person with high standards do when they don't meet their expectations? Do they berate themselves? Do they put themselves down? Do they give up? Like, what happens? What do they do? Think about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. And hope this was helpful, guys. I'm Aggie K, Wealth Therapist. If you're interested in joining me for live group coaching, I'm starting that the first week of September. Early Bird is on now, and I think I'm going to give it maybe another week of Early Bird. So you want to hop into that right now. I'll post the link afterwards. If you like this, please share, please throw in your comments, and we'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye.